Hey friends, welcome back to another video. It's Gerald, and today we're going to talk about something really exciting. So we're going to talk about a step-by-step guide on how to yield farm and earn like 10 to as much as 50, 60, 70% off of your cryptos in a form of lending them out. So let me explain very quickly how you make money in the decentralized finance space in this video. So what we are doing today is to provide liquidity, or in other words, provide currency exchange services in a decentralized finance space. We're going to put our money in decentralized apps, which does all the exchanges automatically, and we get a small fee. So think of it as your traditional money changer, right? They change like Singapore dollars to US dollars, and in our case, we swap the CRO token to the Ethereum token because there is no middleman in the market. We act as the middleman by putting our money into basically apps which does the exchange for us. So in this case, we earn a small fee off of every swap. For VVS, we are looking at 0.2% every time someone swaps like from CRO to Ethereum or Ethereum to CRO. We earn a small fee. Or in the other pair, the second pair you see on my screen is CRO to Bitcoin. That's how we earn the fee. So that's the first way we earn money, which is through the fees. And the second way which we make money, right, in this aspect is known as your the decentralized governance token. I like to think of it as your employee stock option plan. So basically, when you work in a company, they give you shares. That's for the traditional finance space. In the decentralized finance space, because you contribute money to the app, and the app makes money off of providing service, right? They basically pay you in a form of their own native currency. In the VVS finance, their native token is VVS. So they will pay VVS on top of the fees to compensate you for providing liquidity into the pool. So by adding them both together, you're getting both the governance token as well as fees. And it is a governance token that really makes these returns extremely high. So previously, it's, right now it's because it's very new, the whole space is new, the amount of employee share, right, or the governance token they give is extremely high, and that's what makes this yield as high as like 60%. But over time, I expect this to really drop to reach like closer to the traditional stock market, which is like 7 to 10% over the long term. So that's the much more reasonable returns. But right now, because this is all new, that's why the returns are insanely high. So mark my words, this yield will go down over time, but it's expected. The other way is that the whole market crash, the coin goes down because emission is too high, too many tokens going up. But that's a whole new story altogether. So let's continue. So we're going to use a couple of tools such as the decentralized exchange, the decentralized app, as well as yield optimizer. All of this is going to be on a decentralized platform. So bear in mind, while the returns are insanely good, and I say insane with cautionary tale, there are risks involved in providing liquidity in decentralized finance space. So I hope that this video, I provide a step-by-step guide and cover some of the major risks to take note of, and as well as some of the pro tips I've learned along the way that have cost me like thousands of dollars. And I hope I can, protect you from losing money. And by the end of this video, I hope you can say that I know how to make money off the decentralized finance space. That sounds like crypto pro, because by the end of this video, you will be. Right, so I'm going to post this video just before I head out to meet my friends for the New Year's countdown. I'm so excited, all dressed up. So yeah, let's begin. Bear in mind, I'm not going to cover in depth on all the different forms of risk. I will make sure that you are kind of aware of what these risks are, but I can't cover them in depth unless this video is like 30 minutes, an hour long maybe. So in order to begin, basically, it's short. This video is going to be like straight to the point. How do you use the tools and major things to look out for, and how to make like good returns, right? So I'm going to show you my pro tips and things I look out for. Let's talk about what you need. So 3 things you need. The first is you need a laptop or PC, which I have right here, with Metamask installed into the browser. So I'm going to run through very briefly how you can install Metamask on your browser. Then the next thing you need is you need a crypto.com account. So if you don't have the crypto.com app, feel free to use my link in the description below. It helps me out, and at no cost to you. So thank you if you decide to support the channel. The third thing you need is you need money in your crypto.com account. So if you don't have, you can follow the step-by-step instruction. Just Google how to deposit money into crypto.com and figure out how to get money in order to use it to yield farm in the decentralized finance space. But before we begin, This video is sponsored by Crypto.com. Crypto.com's goal is to accelerate the world's transition to cryptocurrency. They have an easy-to-use mobile app as well as a separate professional exchange. Spend and earn up to 8% with your Crypto.com Visa card. Additionally, you can make your cryptos work for you with flexible or locked staking and earn up to 10% a year. Join over 10 million enthusiasts who have signed up with Crypto.com. You can get up to $75 if you use the code Gerald or my link in the description below to sign up for both their Crypto.com app and their exchange. Just note that you need to sign up on true platforms. So welcome back. All right, let's talk about the number of steps that we need to do. I'm going to leave like timestamps in the description below so that you basically can refer them when you need to, or slow them down so that you can kind of absorb all the different content, because we're going to talk about quite a lot of things today. So step one, you need to install Metamask on your browser. So for me, I use Google Chrome, and if you Google how to install Metamask, there's a step-by-step instruction. So first, you need to go to the Chrome Web Store, go to the extension section, search Metamask, and make sure it's the legit Metamask, because there are a lot of scams out there. Once you find it, add it, to your Chrome, and you should see like a little fox pop up at the top right-hand corner. Click on it, and it should tell you that you need to install or create a new Metamask wallet. So if you don't have it, you'll be prompted with the sign-up process. Just follow the sign-up process, and you'll be given this thing called a seed phrase or recovery phase. Just bear in mind, for this seed phase and recovery phase, do not write it on like Evernote or Google Docs, because anything that's online is prone to getting hacked or scammed. There's this story which I heard, I'm not sure if it's true or not, that someone wrote their seed phrase on Evernote, and the Evernote maintenance team saw the seed phrase and kind of took the money away. So I'm not sure if it's true. I don't mean to kind of shoot Evernote by any means. But the story here, or the lesson learned, is that do not store your seed phrase online. So just store it on pen and paper, or ideally a steel, engraved wallet, so that it does not rust and does not, burn in when there's fire. Another thing to look out for, apart from the seed phrase, is that if you want to increase your security at the next level, I highly recommend using hardware wallet like Ledger. That's if you are dealing with sums that are relatively large, like 5,000, 10,000 or more. Then you will want to use a hardware wallet because it brings your security to the next level. Again, link to Ledger in the description below. I talked about it. I love using Ledger to make basically my cryptos a lot safer. So now that we got the basics out of the way, let's move on to step number 2, which is to add the Cronus network. So I'm going to use a shortcut, because adding the Cronus network into your MetaMask can be a little technical, and it's prone to mistakes. So here's a cheat code that I use. I visited a website called autofarm.network. So if you go to the Autofarm main website, you would see this dashboard over here. Yours might be slightly different. Let's just go to the main page, right? So go to Cronus, which is the second tab over here. And yeah, so head on to any LP. Right, connect your wallet first, then head over to any LP, and they will tell you switch to Cronus. So if you click on it, a pop-up will occur, and it tells you how to switch to Cronus network. So think of different Wi-Fi, right? You need to connect to the right Wi-Fi network in order to use the Wi-Fi. So Cronus is a different network to what MetaMask is usually connected to, which is the Ethereum network. So you click approve and switch network, so that now once you click on MetaMask, you should see that you are automatically connected to the Cronus network. So the Cronus network was created by Crypto.com, and the currency used to pay for the transactions, you guessed it, the Crow coin, which is the Crypto.com coin. And that is why the Crypto.com coin is so valuable. We're going to talk about some juicy returns over here. If you look at the vaults, you can already see that they have, oops, that's not the Cronus network, the Cronus network. And you can already see some of the yields over here are like insane. So we're going to get started in a real sec. So before we even talk about putting money in, it's very important to do step number 3, which is your basic due diligence in the platform. So there are 3 different platforms or things that you really need to do a very important due diligence, right? The first is in this case, it's the coins that you're about to invest. So there are a lot of coins out in the market. And personally, a pro tip that I've learned is that you avoid all those very new coins that you haven't heard of. Go for coins that are more established, like your Crypto.com coin, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, when you're starting out. Only when you understand the other coins a little bit more deeper, then you can start to invest. And once you understand how the new coins work, right? So in my case, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate using the Crypto.com and Ethereum LP. So there's a W in front of them. That means that it's wrapped. So it's a wrapped Crypto.com coin and wrapped Ethereum LP. And if you look at it, the second column or second row, you would see that it's through VVS. So this is the next thing you need to do due diligence on. So VVS is basically the decentralized exchange. So in the decentralized exchange world, or in the DeFi world, decentralized finance world, there is no middleman. So it's all using apps and software. So if the software is bugged, you can lose your money. So in this case, we're going to put our money with VVS. So in order to check it out, just click VVS. Then scroll to the bottom, the asset, click on it. Then it should pop up. So I have VVS over here. You just add liquidity and it should show you VVS platform. So I highly recommend reading the docs as it talks about how this project is, what are their roadmap for the future. Things that I look out for: number one, who are the team members that are basically developing this project. Number two, I look out for audits. So is this whole software audited by software companies? So if not, I would actually use my method of finding people who know a little bit of coding to contribute and to share their insights on whether is this code safe or not. So that's the second due diligence process that I do. The third thing that you really need to understand when providing liquidity is this concept of impermanent losses. So impermanent loss basically means that when you add money in two sides, right? If one moves up a lot, you actually lose money in contrast to just holding both the coins. So it sounds a little bit complex. You can just Google it to understand how impermanent losses work and understand whether the coin you're investing is subjected to huge impermanent losses or not. So back to the main point, right? We are at step number 3, which is doing due diligence on both the coin, the platform, the DEX that we are using. Then the last one we're going to do due diligence on, which is in this case AutoFarm Network, which is the yield optimizer. Again, you go to the roadmap, you look at the documents to see whether they are basically audited, who is the team, are they reliable, basic due diligence of this process. So I'm not going to go into all that in detail right now because I don't have the time. But what I have been using since like February was AutoFarm Network, and VVS is something new, but VVS is the largest platform in the Cronus network. And if you look at the amount of money deposited, there are a lot of money in it. So the chances of them getting basically trying to steal your money is a lot slimmer because they can make a lot of money just by running efficiently. But they're still subjected to hacks. So just for context, right, you can see VVS has like 13.4 total value locked in just this CRO and Bitcoin. CRO and Ethereum has like 11.8 million locked, and that's like 77% return. Mind-boggling kind of returns. And the reason why it's so high is because actually the base rate, if you go on VVS Finance, is a lot lower, 62%. But what AutoFarm does, right, is every time you earn a reward, over here you need to harvest the reward and put it back in. And by doing so, you can compound your money on a periodic basis. But that costs you gas fee and a lot of time to take the money out, compound it, take the money out, compound it. What AutoFarm does is that it automatically compounds the money for you in a very simple process. So that's what makes AutoFarm amazing. It's called a yield optimizer. And I've been using yield optimizer because for something that is like 7% a year, but if you compound it on a very frequent basis, it becomes a much larger amount, say 9%, 10%. So that's how you get large returns in the decentralized finance space. So let's move on to step number 4, which is to withdraw money from the Crypto.com app. So let's head over to the Crypto.com app. I'm just going to screen record this. So I'm using the Crypto.com app right now. And here's the home page. I'm going to click on this button, go to my supercharger and withdraw my money that's in Crypto.com because I started using the supercharger. Let's see, the max amount I can withdraw is 200 CRO, which is about 150 Singapore dollars. So withdraw the money, tap anywhere, go back to the home page, and now I'm going to take the money from my Crypto.com app and send it over to my Metamask Cronus network. So click transfer, withdraw, crypto, external wallet, click on the plus icon on the top right hand corner, wallet address. So I need to add basically my Cronus Metamask account onto this account, right? So you can see there's 3 blockchain. There's the CRO blockchain, ERC20, and Cronus. So what we are using is Cronus. So make sure you select the right tab, otherwise the money is going to be very, very far gone. So now it's added in. You can see my CRO currency has the Cronus network. So I click withdraw. So as always, right, it's almost always recommended to start with a small sum of money. So in this case, I'm going to send, it goes by Singapore dollars. That's nice. So it's 10 Singapore dollars. I'm going to try withdrawing 10 Singapore dollars first. First withdrawal. Click withdraw. So bear in mind there's a 0.2 CRO fee, but it's important to withdraw small sums of money to kind of test to make sure that everything works fine first before you withdraw large sums of money. So after waiting a couple of minutes for the transactions to go through, it is now in my MetaMask wallet. So if you go over to MetaMask, click on it, make sure that you're on the Cronus network, not on the wrong network. Cronus network, you can see in my case, I withdrew about 10 Singapore dollars or 12.48, actually 12.46 or 7, but there was the fee. So as a result, I get 12.48 CRO token to use in this network. So to send it back, all you have to do is click send and, find your crypto.com address and just send it back. Okay, so let's get started. This is very exciting, but bear in mind, this is the VVS finance platform. We are not going to touch it. We're going to use the Auto Farm platform because, again, the yield optimizer makes your money just go crazy, right? So that was step number 4, which is to withdraw small sums. So once this is done, actually after this video, I'm going to withdraw like a much larger sum, the rest of my $200, because the rest of it was used for renovation. The rest of the $200 in to really start to yield farm on the Cronus network. So now let's move on to step number 5, which is to swap and to add liquidity to the platform. Okay, so as you can see over here, what I like to do, right, is Cronus network, sort by APY. So I want the juiciest returns on the top. And you look, there are a lot of tokens that I don't recognize, which is the Cronus token. I don't recognize it. I'm not going to touch it. USDT, CRX. I have no idea what CRX is. I'm not going to touch it. So only work with things that you know. So I'm going to scroll all the way down. I don't really understand Dogecoin, Shiba. So what I do understand is Ethereum and Crypto.com. So in this case, it's 77.1% return. So I'm going to click on it. And you realize I can't add money in because I don't have the LP token. So what I need to do is to convert my CRO token to the Ethereum net token on a half-half basis and then add it in. So the shortcut to do it is just to zap it in. I think you can max it in, and Crypto.com will, Auto Farm will do it for you for a small fee. But I'm going to show you the long method so that when you actually do it, right, you know how it's done. Bear in mind there's a 1 CRO transaction fee, so we don't actually have a lot of fees to play around with. So the method, right, to actually do it is to go to this platform and they will tell you this is the actual tool, add liquidity. So this is the liquidity. We're going to add wrap, CRO, and Ethereum, but before we do, we need to swap money in. Okay, so connect the wallet first, MetaMask. So there's all these accounts. This is my account, the one that has Crypto.com money in, connect. So once connected, the balance will show up really quickly. Wrap CRO, I don't have wrap CRO, I only have CRO. So you can see max 9 point blah blah blah, because you need 3 CROs for exchange. So as you can see, I have insufficient ETH balance. So I only have 9 CRO for providing liquidity. So what I will do is I will swap CRO for Ethereum. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm going to swap 25%. Actually, I'm going to swap 4, make it a nice whole number. Ideally, you want to swap 50-50 to make it, ideal. Let's see, other details. Blink swap. Okay, price impact. Yeah, so usually I want to adjust the more, okay, so let's swap. So swap 4 CRO for this amount Ethereum, confirm swap. So as you can see over here, there is the gas fee. 5,000 Gwei, gas limit, it's almost 1 crore in gas fees. So I got my ledger, I need to unlock my account. So click confirm. Open. And very quickly you will see the app, try to open on your ledger device, and it asks you to basically to confirm the transactions over here, review transaction, and make sure you check all the details that are in the maximum fee, accept and send. So once you do, very quickly you'll see the transaction is submitted. On Metamask you can review all the details. It's completed. I've swapped for Ethereum, so I can't see my Ethereum, but don't worry, it's actually there. Alright, so now that you're done swapping the money, you would notice that part of your token seems to be missing, but don't worry, it's actually there. It's just not listed in your MetaMask wallet. So you actually need to import it, but this gets a little bit complicated. So just get past it. So it's just there, just not visible. So the next thing we're going to do is to go to Liquidity and add liquidity. So again, you can use the platform over here to add, but I prefer to just use the liquidity, the pool directly, because if you use VVS, you can click Ethereum, CRO, and because I swapped less than half of my CRO token, right, Ethereum would be the bottleneck, so I'm just going to max, and you can see I have some CRO token, and the reason why I suggest leaving some CRO token is for gas fee, so that you're able to pay for the transaction. So in this case, you notice that when I try to add liquidity, they ask me to enable. So enabling is what it does is that basically you give the decentralized app access to your Ethereum, and this costs a fee. So that's why you notice I was very conservative. So again, you can see the gas fee. Very important, when you edit the position, always change the proposed approval amount, because they are almost always approved for like infinite amount of access. So in this case, I'm going to limit it to just 1 Ethereum, save it. So that is the permission that I allow VVS to access, because there have been hacks where the platform, because they have unlimited access to your fund, they just take all your money and just run away. So it happened before. I'm not going to let it happen to me, and I'm not going to let it happen to you. Okay, accept, approve. So now once ETH is enabled, what you need to do is to supply. So usually when you look at tokens over here, it's wrap CRO token and wrap Ethereum. If you use the normal tokens itself, it usually works. And I'm too lazy to spend one transaction fee to change it from CRO token to wrap CRO, and then another transaction for wrap Ethereum from Ethereum to wrap Ethereum, just to add it to the LP. So I'm just going to supply it and take a risk to see what happens. Confirm supply. As you can see, the gas fee starts stacking up when you do all of these transactions. So we are almost there. We're halfway there, in fact. Okay, review transaction. Accept and send. So as you can see, transactions are relatively fast, but they're not instantaneous yet. So it takes a couple of seconds. Once it's submitted, there we go. I added both my, so once you add it in, you have basically the LP tokens in your wallet. So the CRO-ETH LP. So we go to VVS, you can see now I have some balance in the LP, but we're not done yet. We need to actually add it into the auto farm platform in order for it to auto compound for us. So when I press max, again, you notice I need to approve, and this approval is now for auto farm to be able to access my LP. And when you have permissions, always remember the default permission is unlimited. So always change it to like a reasonable amount. So in this case, I'm just going to put 1. You can always approve for a higher amount in the future. Yeah, so again, all the details, make sure it's correct and confirm. Review transaction. So bear in mind, if you don't know how to use like Ledger on Metamask, there is a tutorial online. You can just check on the various details. I'm not going to cover that because it's going to make this video, it's not the focus of this video basically. So once you add it in, transaction 3 confirm, then the last step, you need to deposit the money in. So a lot of my friends, when I shared with them this method, they stopped at the approval stage. They thought the money was in and then they just quit. And then 3 or 4 months later, they realized, where's my money? Because it's not on Metamask platform. Turns out they just didn't deposit it in. Yeah, so don't make that mistake. Make sure you deposit in that money. Otherwise, you're going to cry because yeah, you don't have the money in. As you notice, this is a complex contract and the fee is actually 2.777499 CRO. So I don't actually have enough CRO tokens to get it in. So I'm just going to take more CRO tokens from my crypto.com account. Yeah, because if you look at my account, I only have 2.3. So I'm just a teeny bit shy to deposit money in. Welcome back. Now my money is in. As you can see, I've gotten another 200 CRO tokens to make sure I have more than enough to complete the transaction. I'm going to deposit. I realized since the gas fees are quite high, I think a minimum balance I would leave is at least like 20 CRO tokens on my wallet to make sure I can pay for any sort of fees that will happen. Because whenever you need to complete a transaction, you notice that there are a lot of steps involved. So the fees can really stack up. So I like to make sure I can do at least like 5 or 6 complete, deposits. Just like 10 CRO tokens at least. So 2.77 CRO tokens is the gas fees went up. So I'm going to deposit all of it in. So just to kind of let you see how it works. Oh, I need to review the transaction. Accept and send. I'm so excited. Should I do a house tour? Yeah, who would like to listen to a house tour? Okay, we're almost there. Yeah, so I think complex contracts take a little bit longer. Nope, it's in. So now that it's in, all we need to do is to refresh the page. We should see that our money is in. It should change. Yep, therefore now it's withdraw. And you can see that over time, my 458, after a year, it's expected to reach like $8. I'm not sure if that will happen. Bear in mind, this does not include price fluctuations of the coin. So if Ethereum doubles, I also make money. CRO, it doubles, I also make money. So now that you deposit the money in, right, the next step is to really just monitor your crypto. So the platform that I use to monitor might not work for Cronus. So I think the easiest way to monitor your tokens over time is just this autofarm.network page. Again, bear in mind the link might change. So just make sure that it's a correct platform. As you can see, my balance is here. I'm going to go to the dashboard to see if it's in because it may not be in. Yeah, it does not reflect. As you can see, the auto farm dashboard does not support Cronus yet. So once it's in, you should be able to see the dashboard in a much more organized manner. Right now, you probably have to click on Cronus to see your balance. As you can see, it's 458. I'm going to deposit the rest of my rest of my money into this platform right after this video. But that's really it. That's how you yield farm. If you want to take the money out, the process is the reverse. So you click on this, you max, you withdraw, and you can basically remove liquidity, or you can go to this platform, click on it. You should be able to reach this platform, swap everything back to CRO. So now once it's go to swap, bring everything back to the CRO token. Once it's CRO, you can just click on Metamask, click on send, and send it to your crypto.com CRO address from the Cronus network. So that's really the whole process. I know it sounds complicated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. I'm so excited because this has been, this video has been in the makings for very long because there's a lot of things that I want to make sure that you guys understand before I share with you. I hope it's not too complicated, but once you follow this process, you learn how to yield farm for like 30 to 50%, you'll never look back. It's going to be so awesome. You're going to be so happy with the results because the numbers that are presented, they are accurate. It's how much yield you can get, but it's probably going to drop over time. So with that said, if you want to learn other ways of making money with cryptos, you can check out my other videos over here, or check out what YouTube recommends you over here, and let me know what videos you want to watch next, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care everyone and stay safe. Happy New Year!